Hello guys, welcome to the Premier League Punters, a show we film every week, and we have a full house this week. We've got returning guest Big Man on Campus, Flash, we've got Alex from Need for Tips, and today we've got special guest Matt Jones. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Hey.
Now, Matt, you're from the Blue Room. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how also people can join you on the Blue Room and listen to what you've got to say.
Yeah, I'm a long-term Everton season ticket holder for my sins, unfortunately. So I've been up and down with the Toffees for a while now, but we've basically set up a podcast in the last year or so, just focus on all things Everton. We look at wider things like European football, a bit more in depth into the Premier League as well. If you want to get more involved in it, if there are any long-suffering Evertonians out there, feel free to get in touch with myself on Twitter. It's
this guy's Nat, he's an Everton guy. We might have some problems.
I wouldn't say you didn't do too badly last season. I wouldn't say it's too suffering.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would be all right if I was an Everton fan. I'm a Manchester United fan, so I'm feeling quite good at the moment, I have to say. We've been suffering for a while, but we're back on track, it seems.
Come on. I've got a lot of friends who support Tranmere Rovers who are in the 15 of English football, and they go to places like Grimsby and all over the country every week. So maybe I shouldn't moan too much in that sense.
I don't know. It's weird to be from Liverpool and to support Everton, from my point of view. At least.
People from Liverpool think the other way around. People on the streets tend to think that a lot of people who live in the city tend to support Everton, whereas a lot of Liverpool's fan base come from different corners of the world, which of course there's nothing wrong with. But I think there's a lot of Scousers around in the city centre who think that the Scouse heartbeat of the city is a blue one, not a red one.
Well, we kind of have that in, because I'm from Manchester, and kind of the same about Manchester City, but I've just always been a Manchester United fan, not a Manchester City fan. So there we go. Who do you support, Alex?
Me myself, from the English football, I have some teams that I support every time, like Liverpool, like Tottenham, but I'm not a crazy fan. I like to enjoy and make profit from the Premier League, like Big Man is. He likes Celtic, so he's not from Premier League. So on Premier League, he likes to make up some profit. Flash from the other side, and Stuart and Martin, our colleagues, they have a crazy affection with one specific team. Me, I don't.
Yeah, Flash, yours is Saints, right?
Well, I mean, that's where I live, but I have an affiliation to whoever I play for. But yeah, I mean, again, and it all depends what price they are.
I just want to also take a moment to notice how wonderful and dapper Flash is looking tonight. I'm glad you dressed up for the occasion, Flash, looking smart. Maybe it will help you with your tips. Let's wait and see. Manchester City versus Liverpool. Let's kick off a highlight match of the weekend, Man City versus Liverpool. We just want to say as well, powered by 888 Sport. There's a link in the description if you guys want to catch the odds that will be displayed on screen. Man City 1.84, draw 3.9, and Liverpool 1.84. A must-win match between these two teams. I have to say, I think I'm treading with caution on this one. Big Man, going to start with you because you say you feel really confident about this week's slate. So have you got a winning bet for this match?
Yeah, I do. I think I do. I'm going to go with Liverpool plus 0.5 at 2.06 at Bet Victor. You know, Manchester City coming into the season, I think a lot of people are keen to think they're going to be a favorite to win this premiership this year. But, you know, I got to tell you, I think they've been fairly average. First couple weeks here, had trouble with Brighton week 1 away. I had to come from behind and get a draw against Everton. Had to come from behind and get a crazy win against Bournemouth. I'm just not that impressed right now with them. I know they have a ton of attacking players, and they're overall going to be very good. But I got to tell you, Liverpool looked great over the week before the break against Arsenal. Mane has really filled in admirably for Coutinho, who knows when he'll play again. They've scored 8 goals already, and they've scored in 12 or 13 road matches. I'm going to go with Liverpool here, plus the half a goal at 2.06. I like their form right now. And until Manchester City shows me a complete, really good game, I'm not interested in backing them.
Yeah, I see where you're going there, Flash. What about you, Matt, from the Blue Room? Any sort of like leans on this match?
Yeah, I think it's perfectly tailor-made to Liverpool, and I echo a lot of what a Big Man said there. I think Jurgen Klopp is, for all the things he's done well for Liverpool and the way he set the team up, the pressing style, the attacking flair, I think the man himself is a fantastic motivator. But I think when we've seen Liverpool go into these big games, especially last season, I think they were unbeaten against the top 6 all in all. I don't think they played particularly badly in any one of them. They were undefeated in those sorts of matches. And they're the type of team that I think Manchester City can struggle with sometimes, in that if you've got lads in midfield who are energetic and are combative and quite physical and can play a little bit as well, City can get overwhelmed in that area of the pitch quite a lot of times, I think. And Liverpool have gone to Manchester City in the past couple of seasons. They went there last season and drew 1-1. They should have won that game, really. Adam Lallana missing that chance famously. And then they went there the season before and won 4-1 as well. And the relentlessness and the energy, the way Liverpool play, put that down the years. And for all the fantastic business City have done, I think they need a bastard in midfield. Can I say that on the show? Sorry, I'm not sure if I can say that.
You can say anything on the show.
They need a bit of a hatchet man in there, someone who's just going to kick people at times and take a yellow card. And I don't think they've necessarily got that yet. So I'll be inclined to agree. I mean, I'm not entirely sure Liverpool will go on it and win the game comfortably like they did against Arsenal, but I wouldn't be backing Manchester City to win this one, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely feeling you on that one. Interestingly, though, these two teams have got goals in them, but last two meetings last season, under 2.5 goals. Definitely Man City's biggest challenge to date. Flash, have you got any picks for this match?
Yes, one of my best bets of the weekend. I've got 3, maybe stroke 4, and I'm going Man City all the way. I think that Liverpool will not be able to keep a clean sheet. And the best thing that you can say about this game from a Man City's point of view is that Liverpool will actually fancy their chances. They'll open up, they'll come out, and they'll be able to be hit on the break. And there's no way that Liverpool will be able to keep a clean sheet against Man City. Man City haven't hit anywhere near top here. They still trying to find out the right personnel in the right spaces. But at 5 to 6, then I think that Man City are massive value.
Really?
So, yeah, okay. I'm Man City all the way.
Wow. All right. Going against Flash and Matt here. Alex, what have you got?
I agree with the big man that Liverpool might get something out of this match, but I have the Alex Classic. I think that we will have a goal fest. We had from the last 10 matches between these two teams, 12 matches. In 10 of them, we had both teams scoring. Also, Liverpool are undefeated against Manchester City at Etihad in their last 5 matches. Across all the matches, last 5 matches. Really good performance by Liverpool's players in the international break. Also, Mane scored. Also, Salah scored for Egypt. I think that they started the season really good, and I think that if they can manage to keep a really good performance like they did with Hoffenheim and with Arsenal, they might have a chance in front of Manchester City. If we are looking in the last game where they drew 1-1 at Etihad last year, they had so many opportunities, both teams, that I think that the game can go either way. So I'm skipping the winners market. It's from my point of view, it's really good the odds for both teams to score in the over 2.5 at 1.8 right now than to play the winners market. And also I think that City's defense, even though they spent it over 120 million pounds on free defenders, I think that they are really poor this year, and they will keep struggling all the campaign. So I'm going with also with a smaller stake on another bet, Liverpool to score over 1.5 goals at 2.5.
Wow, you are expecting goals here. Both teams to score, is Alina, have to say, is absolutely staying away from the outright, although I do think Liverpool can get something out of this. Arsenal versus Bournemouth. Arsenal 1.37, draw 5.5, Bournemouth 8. Can you imagine if Arsenal lose this one? I just think that the Arsenal fans will be thoroughly defeated. I would, to face Martin after 2. But let's see. Bournemouth are in a very poor form themselves. We've got 16th place Arsenal. They should win this, but I think it's a very low price, 1.37. Flash, what have you got?
No, nothing. No play at all. Can't be trusted, Arsenal. They looked an absolute disgrace away at Liverpool. And a bit like Big Man thinks about Man City, I'm not going to go near Arsenal. I'm not going to go against Arsenal until they buck up their ideas and show a bit of spirit. So for me, nowhere near Arsenal.
Yeah, that's what I've got. Arsenal just too unpredictable to make a bet on this match. I do have leans, for example, both teams to score no, but just Bournemouth have scored obviously just one goal. Alex, what do you like in this match?
I'm going strong on Arsenal. I think that it's a game that it's a must-win for Arsenal. If they lose also this one, the Wenger should go immediately. Exactly when the referee will whistle the end of the game, he will have to quit the team because it's outrageous if he will lose also this game. So I'm going strong on Arsenal. Arsenal halftime, full-time at 1.95. Ozil, really good impression for the national team in the international break. Sanchez might not play again because he feels a pain in his back after the international break. Okay, funny, but I think that Sanchez is really pissed off for missing the deadline transfer, and he will not perform at his highest level at Arsenal anymore. But I think that Arsenal should win this game. They should give their fans something to cheer for, and I think that I'm going strong with halftime, full-time, 1.95 Arsenal all the way.
Well, they need to pull it out of the bag. We've got one of our commenters here, Dalo 4. I can see the over 3.5 goals. Very ambitious. Matt, over to you. Are you playing or passing this game?
Yeah, I think Arsenal will probably end up getting over the line in it, but you can just imagine it being one of those games where it gets to half an hour, 45 minutes an hour, and the angst from the fans starts to become palpable. The players start to get a bit inhibited and get a little bit nervy. And maybe Arsenal could slip up, but I think if it was going to be a game where you're playing a team like West Brom or someone like Stoke, Burnley, maybe perhaps a team that's got the potential to dig in, sit deep and close off spaces and really frustrate the home side, and you could see it maybe being a 0-0 or Arsenal potentially getting beat 1-0, maybe something like that. But I think Bournemouth under Eddie Howe have always been a team that are pretty enterprising and are quite happy to open the game up, and that's what Arsenal need. I think if you give the likes of Ozil, the likes of Sanchez space to play in, then they will hurt you eventually in the game. And Bournemouth have been a little bit disappointing for me so far this season. I think that the confidence is pretty low. I think the signings Eddie Howe's made since he's been there, since they've been in the Premier League, have all been pretty disappointing all in all. So in that sense, that they need the result, and they might go a little bit more defensive, become a little bit more pragmatic and try and nullify Arsenal. But I expect Arsenal will find a way through eventually. I'll be very, very surprised if they didn't get through in this one, because Bournemouth seem like a pretty ideal opponent for them.
Yeah, I think hopefully to bounce back there and gain some confidence. And Bournemouth.
Matt, what's your pick then? After all that, what's your pick?
I said Arsenal will win.
And also,
1.3.
Yeah, sorry, I'm getting used to the format of the show. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I was going to give a prediction. I'd say Arsenal would win, definitely.
Arsenal to win.
Yeah, Matt.
Flash has got somewhere to be. He's trying to hurry us up, isn't he, Flash?
Oh, it's like War and Peace.
All right, and then finally, big man, what do you like in this match? Are you playing or passing?
I got to tell you, I love Alex. I love everyone here, but I think you have to be an absolute nut to bet on Arsenal. I don't know how you can bet this dreadful disgrace of an organization. They're one of the worst organizations in sports. It's absolutely mad that these fans put up with this. And you know what's so sickening about all this? If they beat Bournemouth this week, it all is fine again at Emirates. Who the fuck cares you beat Bournemouth? Who cares? Arsene Wenger must go. This guy is a dreadful manager. This team is in a dreadful state. The window is absolutely disgraceful. They didn't bring in anyone. And all I heard was Oxlade-Chamberlain, 100%, he's not going to be moved. He gets moved. This guy can't be trusted. Stan Kroenke is a nut. He has no business running a team ever, not only there, but in the States. He's an absolute loser. And at the end of the day, these players can't stand Wenger. Look at Alexis Sanchez. Amazing. I mean, what a horrible week. I mean, Chile can't beat anyone in the national team. It's just an absolute mess right now. This side is an absolute joke. And look, I don't know how you can bet Arsenal. For me, I'm staying away from the game. I actually will put a small stake on Bournemouth. I think they have a chance here to grab it. And why wouldn't they? Arsene Wenger's a mess.
Just warning you there, Matt. Big man likes to say it how it is. We've got a comment here saying, "Love to hear on Big Man's hate on Arsenal." Yeah, he's not a massive fan at the moment of Arsenal, are you, Big Man?
No, I can't stand them. They're everything wrong with sports. I'm sick of this whole all this bullshit where they win the FA Cup. Who gives a shit? They don't win anything. They never do anything. They never spend any money. Huddersfield Town spent more money than they did. I mean, what a fucking disgrace. I mean, it's amazing. I can't believe it. And people actually root for this team. People actually spend money to watch this team. I feel bad for their fans. I really do. All those guys on Arsenal TV, I feel bad for them. Just a mess. Really sickening.
See what you've started, Matt. Your bad language, Matt.
It's all your fault. It's all your fault, Matt. You've come on. You've been here for 5 minutes. You've turned the show upside down. we were all friends before, and now it's all right. Brighton versus West Brom. Brighton 2.6, draw 3, and West Brom 3.1, odds 888 sport. Have to say, very surprised here to see Brighton as favourites in 17th. Does this give value for the West Brom play? They're 3.1. I do have a bet for this match, but going to start with you, Alex.
Brighton, I think that they will be one of the teams to fight the relegation. Maybe they will relegate at the end of this season. They are really poor, okay. They made a draw with Watford, okay, 0-0 Watford, but they lost 2-0. They didn't score. They didn't find the back of the net till now in 3 matches. On the other side, West Brom looks really, really good. They have a really good defense. They beat it. They won against Burnley and Bournemouth. I think that they will not lose this away match at Brighton. So for me, it's West Brom with draw no bet at 2.12 with 888 sport.
Yeah, great bet, Alex. If I don't mind saying so myself, maybe that's the one I'm going for. Matt, what have you got?
Yeah, I'll be all over West Brom here. They feel like they've got a club with real momentum behind them after the transfer window. They made them some fantastic acquisitions. I think Krakowiak coming in from Paris Saint-Germain is one that really caught everybody's eye, and it's going to be interesting to see how they evolve this season, whether Tony Pulis does continue with his brand of Pulis ball. It's going to be long balls into the box, it's going to be set pieces, or whether they try and get it down and play a bit, because players like Krakowiak, players like Kieran Gibbs, Gareth Barry are all lads who like to get on the ball, like to play nice stuff. So that'll be interesting. But in terms of Brighton, I just don't see them being able to get through this West Bromwich Albion defence. I think they struggled in front of goal so far this season. The plan is there from Chris Hughton, whether he's trying to play direct football, nice football, counter-attacking football. So they're a bit muddled in the final third to me, and I think that'll shoot West Brom down to the ground, and they'll eventually score a set piece or something like that in this one.
Yeah. Are you playing West Brom straight bet?
Yeah, I'll be betting on West Brom in this one, definitely.
Yeah, I have to say the comment section are alight here. West Brom away looks great. West Brom draw, no bet. And then the under 2.5 goals as well. Popular bet. Flash, what do you like?
Well, you've got to go under 2.5 because we know that one team can't score and one that don't let goals in. Maybe a 0-0 might come in. I mean, I think you've just got to go with... Yeah, no, I agree with that. I mean, I'm not going to play. That's the bottom line. No play, but I fancy, gun to my head, I'd want to be on West Bromwich Albion side every day of the week.
There we go. And big man, what do you like in this match?
I'm going to go draw an under 2.5 at 3.4. Wouldn't be surprised to see this one 0-0, like Flash said. Brighton, we know their MO is Middlesbrough-esque. They're going to try to defend their ass off, maybe try to grab one on the counter, but it's not likely. They're one of only 2 teams with disgusting, disgraceful Palace that haven't scored a goal yet, and I don't think they're going to do it here. West Brom, we know, very good defensive side. Look, I mean, they've only scored 3 goals, though. Let's pump the brakes a little bit. I think this is a 0-0, 1-1 game. I wouldn't be surprised if Brighton somehow knocks a goal here at home. They have a pretty good atmosphere there down on the South Coast. I'm going to take a shot here with draw and under 2.5 combined at 3.4.
All right, my bet is a West Brom draw no bet. We've got Thomas BR says, draw no bet looks so good, too good to be true, but I will take it every single day of the week. So will I. I think it's an awesome bet. Everton versus Tottenham here. Tottenham 2.08, draw 3.45, and Everton 3.7. Pretty even as far as wins and losses. One win, 1 draw, 1 loss apiece. Matt, we've got to start with you on this one. The Everton fan. What are you predicting from this match?
I don't think there's going to be many goals in it. I think both teams will be pretty tight, pretty apprehensive. Tottenham have got a fantastic defence. They've not really shown it very much this season so far, admittedly, but I imagine they'll come to Goodison Park and be pretty pragmatic. And I think the signings Everton have made so far this season in terms of players like Pickford and Keane have really strengthened them defensively, which is important because they've lost Romelu Lukaku. Ross Barkley's probably still in his medical at Chelsea somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where he is, but they're not going to be playing. So they're lacking a bit of guile and a bit of class in the final third. And I think this one might turn into a real midfield scrap. And I'll be under 2.5 goals in this one. I don't think there's going to be many goals at all, especially with Harry Kane as well, not scoring very often early in the season.
Yeah, Everton have had a tough start, haven't they? Chelsea, yeah. Man City, Stoke, now Tottenham. Do you think the home advantage? Do you think do you think that they can beat Tottenham?
Yeah, potentially. They've been pretty good under Ronald Koeman at home. That's been one of the hallmarks of his tenure, really. They obviously went through that fantastic run last season, winning 8 in a row at Goodison Park. They've lost once in the league at home in 2017, and that was to Chelsea 3-0. Late last season when Everton had kind of took the foot off the gas a little bit. So in that sense, that they are going to be tough to beat at home, but I'll be very, very surprised if this one was a surprising game. I think both teams will be content on defending, content on getting that point, and it wouldn't surprise me if it was a 1-1 draw and definitely under the 2.5 goals.
All right, we've got Dalo4 here. I think he's from Newcastle. He's a Newcastle supporter. He says it's September, so Harry Kane will score now.
Of course,
does Harry Kane scores in September, does he?
Yeah, but he scored for England as well, didn't he? I think it was a few hours into September, so in that sense, yeah. But, I mean, I don't think he's done particularly well at Goodison Park in the past. I don't think he scored there, so in that sense, maybe that's something to go on. But he's one of those players that he tends to get into a bit of a glut of goal scoring, doesn't he? He goes through purple patches, and getting off the mark for England in midweek might not bode particularly well for Everton in that sense.
All right. Big man, what have you got for us?
Yeah, I said at the beginning of the season, I thought I'd look to bet every under in every Everton game all year. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think they have the best defense in the Premier League. Michael Keane, Ashley Williams, Jagielka, you mentioned Pickford, absolutely fantastic. I have to ask this. I know Wayne Rooney has a problem with staying faithful in his marriage, but come on, Wayne, at least go out and get a woman that doesn't look dead like your wife. I mean, it's amazing how much she looks just like his wife. Amazing stuff. Wayne Rooney must get help.
Because he's somehow like a mannequin, Wayne Rooney, right? He looks incredible. He somehow is like a Cristiano Ronaldo, and he needs a better woman.
Well,
let the woman be how she is. Come on. He doesn't look better at all.
I think he's saying, why go for someone who looks exactly the same? You may as well go for something
amazing.
different. I don't know.
I think it's clear he has some kind of problem. It may be a sexual problem. He has to go get some help because this happens way too much. Overall, though, Harry Kane still no goals. I know it's September, but he hasn't particularly played well earlier this year. Both these teams have Europa League games on deck. I think they'll play coast to the vest. I like Matt's breakdown. I'm going to go under 2.5 as well, 1.85. I'll continue to back this under in Everton games.
Yeah. Will Rooney be playing in this match, Matt? And does will his off-pitch antics affect him on pitch, do you think?
I'm not entirely sure of that, to be honest. It's been all over the contact pages over here. You're not going to get away from it, which is a bit of a worry. I mean, we're led to believe that Ronald Koeman had a few showdown talks with him earlier in the week about things that are going on. But the main issue is, you can look at Rooney's off-field issues, you could say, but Everton haven't really got many other strikers. I think that's what they were looking for later on in the transfer window. There was talk of Giroud and Diego Costa maybe coming in on loan, but none of them really materialised. So they're relying on players like Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Sandro Ramirez, who came in from Malaga in the summer, and Rooney as well. So in that sense, he's pretty much going to have to play. And if you look at the games he's played so far, 3 games in the Premier League, 2 goals, he's probably Everton's best source of goals at the moment. So in that sense, I'm not entirely sure Ronald Koeman's got much of a choice.
Okay. Flash, what do you like in this match?
I don't like anything because I think it's a great... I tell you what I do like, away from the picking, is I think it'll be a great game. These are a mirror image of each other, with Tottenham just a little bit more advanced. I think that Koeman and Pochettino, they both have the same sort of philosophy. I just see maybe Harry Kane's the difference at the moment. I mean, they haven't got a striker, Everton, but one's got Dele Alli, one's got Sigurdsson. They've both got unbelievable defences. Could be any score for me. I'm leaving it well alone, but it's a game I'm looking forward to watching.
Yeah, kind of share your thoughts there, Flash. I'm liking Everton +1 for an Acca bet or a parlay there. 1.4, it's low, but it's about what I can find. Alex, did you have any better luck?
I think that Tottenham should take advantage of their away games. If they don't play so good at Wembley, because we know that they have really big problems at playing at Wembley, and Harry Kane ended August without a goal and started September with goals for the national team. I think that he will continue with goals. Everton doesn't have strikers. Everton has good defenders, but maybe Tottenham will get the win. I'm going for a small stake on Tottenham for an away win at 2.15. I think that they have better players in the attack, and I don't think that they will have problems on keeping the clean sheet. So I think that 1-0, 2-0 for Tottenham might be a correct score also. But I'm going with the away win. Sorry, Matt, for that. Everton to lose in this one. I'm sorry. 2.15. It's amazing.
I'm not playing, don't worry.
All right, so you're going for the away win for the Spurs win. I did actually ask Stuart. It's a guest of ours. Long-time guest from Tipster HQ. He's on the chat at the moment, and I said, "What are you going for?" I think Stuart, if you're on there, I think you're going for both teams. Was it both teams to score, or was it the? I can't remember what you're going for now. But he's not betting against his team. He's a Tottenham fan there, so I was interested to hear what his thoughts were. Leicester versus Chelsea. Chelsea 1.73, draw 3.9. Leicester 4.9. Obviously, Chelsea had a very tough start to the beginning there. It was almost looking, a little bit frantic, but they've pulled it back. Chelsea away. Not a bad price, I'd say 1.73. Flash, what do you like here?
Again, I think both teams to score. I think over 2.5. I'm not actually playing in this one neither. I just think that there is better, and obviously I'll go on to them later. But I can see this being an entertaining game. Vardy, I expect to score. They're settled now, Leicester. They know who's going to come in. They know who's going to leave. And Chelsea, they're going from strength to strength as well. So for me, it's a no play, but I think it'll be a very, very encouraging game.
Yeah, both teams to score is not a bad price though. 1.83. You're on the fence this week. Usually you've got a bet on every match, Flash.
Yeah, but I've been like a dog who's been bitten, because honestly, I had 5 or 6 decent ones a couple of weeks ago, and they all went pear shaped. So
when you get dressed so well. When you get dressed so well, I think that maximum 3 bets you are allowed.
Maximum 3 bets. No, I know we were all bitten that week, Flash. I think it was just a bad week. I think it was like the second week into Premier League. But I have to say though, both teams to score. I think is a great bet, 1.83, and I think combined with the Chelsea win there, 3.75. That's my bet. I also like the Chelsea win as well.
But Leicester beat Chelsea last year.
That was last year. I think this year, they're on a roll. I think this year they started off poor, didn't they, get against Burnley, and then they're on a good track. So
there's better bets to be had than Chelsea to win at the King Power this weekend.
Not in this match, Flash. Not in this match. I like to spend Chelsea and both teams to score. All right. Well, we'll see next week when we look at the scoreboard, and then we'll see. Then we'll see how good the bet was. Alex, what do you like in this match?
I have exactly the same approach as you. Chelsea to win at 1.8, the best that I found on the market, and both teams to score at 1.83. Both of them represent value for me. Leicester will contribute for sure on the scoreboard. At home, at least they will find a counter attack. They will score on the break. We know that Vardy is deadly on the break, but I think that Chelsea are coming full of energy, really confident, with a boost of confidence after their last match. So I think that Chelsea will do their magic after all and win another 3 points away at Leicester. Disappointing result for Leicester, but I think that they will fight. It will be a thrilling match, full of opportunities. But Chelsea will definitely win, from my point of view, in 90 minutes, in normal time.
Yeah, Alex, I think that's a fantastic bet for this match. Big man, what do you like?
I'm going to go both teams to score over 2.5 at 2.25. We can act like Chelsea didn't give up 3 goals to Burnley, because at the end of the day, all their defenders are in there. They gave up goals to a bad Burnley side. Leicester City will be able to push push tempo. We know Vardy and Iheanacho, so many options there. They've actually conceded more goals than they've scored, so they're going to be leaky on the back end. I think we see plenty of opportunities in this game. Eden Hazard, from what I'm understanding, will play as well. Danny Drinkwater debuting against Leicester, so a lot of opportunities here, I think, in this one. Wouldn't be surprised if this is 2-1. Something like that. I'm going to go both teams to score over 2.5 at 2.25.
All right. And Matt, over to you. What do you like in this match?
Yeah, I fancied Chelsea to go there and do a bit of a job on Leicester, to be honest. They went there around Christmas time last season and won 3-0. Granted, that was the point in the season when things were going a bit wrong for Leicester. I think Chelsea had a bit of an issue with Diego Costa that day, but Leicester have played pretty well in all the games so far, but they seem to have just found a way to lose against the better sides. Against, obviously, Arsenal on the opening day, they were 3-2 up and somehow conspired to throw that one away. Against Manchester United, they held their own for long spells in that game, but again, a couple of defensive errors just seemed to let them down. And I can see the same sort of thing happening in this one. And any manager, he'll be aware of the threat that Leicester pose on the counter-attack. He'll be aware of Riyad Mahrez and how to shut him down. So it wouldn't surprise me if Chelsea were quite content with Leicester having a bit of the ball, try and stop them, hitting them on the break, and eventually the quality of Hazard, the quality of Pedro, and Alvaro Morata as well, who's been so aggressive early in the Premier League season. So it wouldn't surprise me if Chelsea went there and won 2 or 3. No, I can't see Leicester really causing them too many problems in this one.
Yeah, but Flash, last minute to change your mind if you want to bet for your records.
No.
All right. Southampton versus Watford. Saints 1.64, draw 4. Watford 5.75. Are you going with your home team here, Flash? Do you think Saints can win?
Yeah, I do. I do think Saints can win. Watford are dangerous, though. I mean, Watford are quite strong this year, and I mean that as in physically rather than organised. I expect Southampton to get back on the winning ways. Last home game, they won 3-2 against West Ham. And if they win this, they've got off to a really decent start. That'd be like 7 points from the first 4 games. And I think you would have probably took that anyway. So, yeah, I think Saints can win this. I don't expect it to be a goal fest, but, yeah, I like Southampton to win.
Okay, Southampton will win. 1.64, though. Do you think that's a little low? Are you happy with that?
I think a winner's a winner. And at the minute, it's just about getting wins on the board.
Maybe he found better odds. Let him say his odds.
Flash has got his own bookie, Matt. You're going to hear some. Most of us can find Southampton at 1.64. He probably can find it around even, can't you, Flash?
Yeah,
I'll make sure I'll add that one.
At 1.9.
Yeah, exactly. So 1.9 there. Just make sure you find Flash's bookie. What do you like here, big man?
I actually have to talk to Flash here. I think Southampton sucks, to be honest. I mean, they beat a team in. Let me explain. They drew to Huddersfield and Swansea, 2 teams you should take care of. They also scored 3 goals against a 10-man West Ham team that with 11, you, me, and the rest of us can score on. They're a dreadful defensive side. I actually like Watford +1 in this game at 1.79 at Bet Victor. I like Flash's points on Watford. I think they're a team that's kind of played better than we thought they would. They haven't lost a game yet this year. Cleverly, Will Hughes, Andre Gray, nice options now all of a sudden. I'm not big on Southampton. I wouldn't be surprised if this is 0-0, to be honest. I'll take the goal in my back pocket. I'm not a Saints fan. Sorry.
There we go. Both of you two are in a funny mood. We've got big man who doesn't like much at the moment, and Flash, no bets. You've been burnt and are very quiet. What have you got, Matt?
Yeah, Southampton are an interesting one this season. I think getting that win against West Ham, regardless of the circumstances, was a huge monkey off the back because, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I think they went almost, was it 3 or 4 months without scoring a goal at home?
6 games.
Yeah, I mean, West Ham are pretty pitiful, and they did go down to 10 men in that game, but just getting over the line and scoring a winner in the way they did, last-minute penalty, gives everybody a bit of a lift, and I imagine there'll be a similar atmosphere going to the ground for those fans at the weekend. But Watford have been impressive, haven't they? They went to Bournemouth and again did a really good job there, professional, hung in for long spells, really cohesive and organised and physical, and they've got threats on the counter-attack as well, as mentioned before, the likes of Andre Gray and Richarlison, the young Brazilian lad who's come in from in the summer as well. He's been really impressive in the games he's played so far. He's looked very adept for the Premier League. But I think that ultimately two really evenly matched sides, two styles that might not marry up very well in terms of an attacking, enterprising game. But I think it could be a draw. I think I went for 1-1 on my prediction, so I'll stick with that.
Yeah.
Hey, Natalie?
Yep.
I got to ask, I mean, who the hell would lay 1.7 with Southampton? I mean, you got to be nuts. I mean, who would lay that number? I mean,
1.64, 1.65.
Flash would. Flash just said that he would.
I'm not knocking Flash. This is really not a dig at him, but I got to ask if I know Flash gets his 2 odds or whatever. If he can get those odds, I would I guess. But at 1.6, 1.7.
Yeah, see, I mean, I agree with you, big man. 1.64, that's a disgrace. So you got to shop around. But the other thing I'd say about Southampton, 24 shots on goal in the first game. Then they score 3 at home. Then they go to Huddersfield, and they should have scored 2 or 3 in the last 10 minutes of the game. I know they didn't, but listen, Huddersfield, they've only dropped points against Southampton, and obviously they were meant to be flying. So for me, we'll see where Southampton are in the next 3 or 4 weeks. But at home, I think they'll take care of Watford. Watford, remember, they couldn't even score against Brighton at home.
Yeah, I know, exactly 0-0 there. I was going to say, I think I'm kind of sharing Matt's views on this one, though. I think it is going to be close. I think it's going to be a low scorer, under 2.5 goals, 1.9. And then, big man, I let your bet, Watford +1. I got that 1.79. Alex, what did you say? What do you have for this match?
If we are going with should and not should, I think that also France should destroy Luxembourg, and they drew 0-0 a few days ago.
You won't let that go, will you? They're the best team.
Thanks for that. Thanks for that, Alex. That's why I'm in this mood.
Well, because of that. Yeah, but you did so well, Flash, with your picks for the World Cup. I'm surprised you didn't make money on that.
Flash, you had Bulgaria, remember? Great pick.
You did great.
No, yeah, but then but France and Luxembourg the week later, I had like a 6-timer crushed because of France drawing with Luxembourg.
Brutal.
Not that I'm bitter.
There we go. All right, what are you going for, Alex?
I like everyone's point of view. I like Big Man's point of view, Flash point of view, Matt. So I'm going for both teams to score at 1.9. I think that Southampton should score on their turf against Watford. And I think that Watford have goals in them. And against a dreadful Southampton defense, they can find the back of the net. 1.95 for both teams to score for me.
Yeah, well, I don't know if we'll see whether Watford can score or not. Now we move to one of the best matches of the weekend, Stoke versus Manchester United. Manchester United 1.5, draw 4.3, and Stoke 7.5. Manchester United, only team to have won all 3 and 2-0. But that being said, though, Stoke can be a tough place to visit. Will they keep it tight? We've seen the unders in Stoke matches. We've seen the overs in Manchester United's matches. So interesting to see how that's going to play out. Big man, what do you like in this match? A comfortable Manchester United win, I hope.
I got to tell you, I can't believe these odds on win to nil for Man United. 2.45 at Bet Victor. And again, it only seems like Arsenal has trouble at Stoke and no one else, which I don't think Manchester have much problem here. This team hasn't given up a goal yet this year. They've netted 10. They're scoring goals for fun. And look, until they start to show a chink in their armor, I'm not really interested in betting against them. I don't think Stoke can score here. I really don't. I think this is a 2-0 kind of game. Manchester United's on fire right now. Mourinho really has this team playing well. They really just look like better than everyone else. For me, win to nil here at 2.45 at Bet Victor. I think that's an absolute beautiful bet.
Yeah, I've got a ton of bets, actually. Flash, have you got any bets for this match? Because if you haven't, I've got a ton, so I can share some with you.
Yeah, you move over because I've got a million of them. Right, Man United -1. Man United to win to nil.
Yeah.
Over 2.5 goals. Man United in a double with Man City comes to 3. So that's my double. Yeah, just everything points towards Man United cruising this game, and I quite like 2-0, but I think it'll probably be 3.
So you've saved all your bets for one game. This is like
no, because I've done a double. I've already put these on. I've already done a double with Man City and Man United, and it pays 3. But I'll also do -1 and to win to nil.
Cool. All right. And Matt, what do you like in this match?
I like the Stoke have got a bit of swagger back about them, because at the start of the season, they just look like a team that were going to be nothing for the whole campaign. I think they really ambled through the last part of last season. Mark Hughes was under a lot of pressure, and it's kind of interesting to talk about what actually are Stoke at this point and what's their identity. But I think they got a bit of that back against Arsenal. They were a bit more forceful, a bit more physical, and that's what you'd expect when you go to the Britannia Stadium. But I agree with the lads there. I think United are probably the best team in the country equipped to deal with that kind of physical threat, and well in the game so far is that when matches have been a battle, when they have been a bit draining, they brought on Rashford, they brought on Martial, brought on Fellaini, and those lads have typically really changed the game for United, and they've been hard to deal with for the opposition players. So could be tight for a long time, but I imagine United will probably score around the hour mark, and then from there 1-0 could easily become 2 or 3-0.
Mm-hmm. Are you liking the win to 0 then, siding with Big Mac? Do you think?
Yeah,
We'll get that goal?
Yeah, I like the sound of all of those bets that you mentioned there, to be honest.
Yeah, great stuff. And then Alex, what do you like?
I share Big Man's opinion. I think that till the time that Manchester United will let us down, I think that we should go strong on them, because they started the year really good. I think that I don't understand why Manchester City are still favorites to win the title at 2.4, and after that you have Manchester United at 3.25, I think, or something like that. I think that should be the other way around, because Manchester United proved something. Great transfers, as we spoke about. Really good midfield. Great strikers. Not only Lukaku, but also Rashford. Pogba, Mkhitaryan, Matic in the midfield. I think it's crazy not to go with United. So till the point they will start to lose and lose our bets. Also, we are going strong with United. Manchester United -1 on the Asian handicap, 1.93 all the way from the sky. And the high stake on that.
Yeah, that's my bet as well, Alex. I found odds of 1.89, Manchester United -1. I also like Manchester United and the under 4.5 goals. Doubt Stoke can score maximum, I think we're seeing from Manchester United 3 or 4 goals at Stoke. You get that 1.85. I thought tremendous value there. Manchester United as an acca bet, why not? And then Manchester United to win to 0, 2.45. But best bet there is Manchester United -1. So a bit like you guys have got sort of like quite a few bets for this match. I think tremendous value for a tremendous game, for a tremendous team. Burnley versus Crystal Palace.
How much you like to say that this year?
What are you talking about? I am non-biased on this, I have to say. I am non-biased at all, just saying it how it is. Burnley versus Crystal Palace. Burnley 2.32, draw 3.2, and Crystal Palace 3.4. Odds 888 Sport. 10th place Burnley against 19th place Crystal Palace. Actually, I'm not going to say anything about Crystal Palace. I'm going to let Big Man say. What do you think about Crystal Palace, Big Man? How are they doing?
They're a shit side. I mean,
tell us how it is, Big Man.
I'm being honest. I mean, they're bad. I mean, Frank de Boer needs to be sacked. And I'm going to give you a name, Flash. I know you know this guy. He's got a tie to Crystal. He's from Croydon. Why not bring in old Roy Hodgson to manage the team? I think he's the favorite at the bookies to get the job here. He did good at West Bromwich Albion. Why not bring him in to fix what's going on at Palace? I can't believe they haven't scored. I think that's the big talking point this year. They have some attacking players in Benteke and others. I can't believe they haven't scored. Turf Moor is a tough place to play. We saw that, Natalie, last year, and I do like some of the moves they made. Chris Wood hasn't had a great career in the Premier League, but he notched a goal the other day. They have Sam Vokes and other options as well. I got to be honest, at home, I like Burnley. I can't bet Palace under any circumstance. I've lost far too much money already on them. I'm going to go with the straight Burnley win here at 2.25. I kind of like Matt said about Stoke having swagger. I'm kind of seeing a little bit of swagger with Burnley as well. They're playing well. They're getting guys in there to play now, and Palace is just going in the wrong direction. So I'll go Burnley straight win here.
Matt, do you think Burnley have got some swagger here? Have they got what it takes to beat Crystal Palace scoreless at the moment?
Yeah, I don't think it takes much to really beat Crystal Palace at the moment, does it, based on what we've seen from them? I mean, I wouldn't be saying sack Frank de Boer yet. I think it's clear that the club are trying to go in a different direction. and that's going to take a lot of time. Granted, they have been pretty poor in the early stages of the season, but if you look at the personnel they've got there, it's not tailor-made for the passing style of football that he necessarily wants to play, and he's got to do a lot better, but I think the people around him have got to do a lot better as well. But looking at this game as a whole, I think if you're a side that's low on confidence, struggling to break teams down, aren't necessarily organised, Turf Moor and Burnley are a nightmare team for you in that sense, because those fans and the way they play and the tenacity and the physicality of the play, they'll eat you alive. So it's a really bit of a nightmare game, this, for Frank de Boer and Crystal Palace. He needs to rally them, get them organised, maybe playing on the counter-attack a little bit like they did last season, but him being the manager to do that. So I agree with Big Man there. I think Burnley look a great bet at home in this fixture.
All right, so we've got 2 so far for the Burnley bet. Flash, are you playing this match?
No, not at all. It's a banana skin. Everything points to Burnley. Everything points to the unders. And we know how desperate Palace are. No, not for me. I mean, I can't. I would be with Burnley 99 times out of 100. But for some reason, I'm just not going to go near it.
All right, so you think that Burnley price there is a dangling carrot. It's a banana skin to slip on. Alex, what do you like?
I was thinking to do the same as Flash, to skip the match. Exactly like I said, everything is pointing for a home victory. 2.3, the best odds that I found on the market with Betfair right now for Burnley to win. But something is back. I don't know exactly what is happening, but I'm afraid a little bit. Maybe I'll go a little stake with Burnley, yes, because the odds are too good to be true. For 2.3 for Burnley, a really good home side, a decent side, playing against big man's one side that is dreadful, Crystal Palace.
I have actually another one later in the show that's even worse, so we'll get to them too.
Yeah, let me go first on that one.
All right.
So Burnley to win at 2.3. I think that the odds of 2.3 are really good for a home win.
Yeah, listen, call me a moth to a flame, but 2.32, I'm taking it all the way. Just hope I don't get burned.
But one second, Natalie. Sorry, I think that we should support Flash to become a coach and to see him in Premier League.
Yes,
maybe in the future. Really, I would love Flash to coach a team, not necessarily from Premier League, but from Championship. And we are going every week in the crowd to support him.
It would be a tough love coach, though, wouldn't it? Come on, you miserable people. That's how he would be, What do you call this? Like, that would be his. Not like, come on, guys, you can do this. No, he would be the opposite.
And to have big man, his second.
Number 2.
Come on, big man.
I'm in, Flash. Let's do it. Let's go coach like I don't know, Nottingham Forest would be nice. Sounds nice there, Nottingham Forest.
Why you are not doing that, Flash? Why you are not becoming a coach?
Because I'd miss out on things like this. I wouldn't be able to do it.
Exactly. It was either this or be a coach. He's Premier League punters, he said. That's
exactly.
all right.
Hey, Paul Merson did it for a long time. He bet and coached. Why not?
Yeah, but he was rubbish.
All right, so consensus here, Burnley win, except we've got Flash and Alex treading carefully. Swansea versus Newcastle. Swansea to 2.35, Newcastle 3.25, and the draw 3.25 as well. Who wants to start with this one?
Yeah, I do.
Go on then.
My nap. My nap of the weekend.
Wow.
Absolute nap. Yeah, I'm going to be filling up on Swansea. I've already done a treble with the 2 Man United clubs, going on to Swansea. I'm not having the strength of Newcastle playing away from home. I just cannot have them at all. So Swansea, even just being over 2 was a gift. So I've done them in a big single, and I've done them in the treble with the 2 Manchester clubs. They'll have too much movement, they'll be too organised, and they'll have too much heart.
All right, so you're going for that straight Swansea win. You're going in strong 2.35. Alex, what do you like here?
Going over 2.5 goals at 2.15. I think that the Newcastle can be a dangerous team. They showed that they have goals in them. They showed they have aggressivity. They missed a lot of opportunities in the last 3 games without the goals. I'm not talking about the goals they scored, but they missed some great actions. So I think that they have goals in them, and they will be a wonderful team to watch all season long. I think that they can find the back of the net against Swansea, even though they are playing out. So I'm going for the over 2.5 goals at 2.15.
And quickly as well, we've got the Newcastle Dale 04. Any tips for this match? Do you think your team can win Newcastle on the road? Let us know. Big man, over to you. Swansea versus Newcastle.
By the way, this is the only team I'd ever coach other than Juventus, by the way. Only two teams.
Chelsea.
Got your swagger.
They don't need coaching.
I know.
This is an American Celtic fan. It's like the biggest fan that Celtic have, and he's all the way over in the States.
There's millions of them in America.
Yeah, I'll make this one short and sweet. Pass for me. Two sides I don't have much on. I'll move on. I'll let Mark have at it with this one.
All right, go on. Marco, I think it's Matt.
Matt. Sorry, my fault. I'm thinking of Mark.
No,
my fault.
Yeah, I'll be all over Swansea. Yeah, I think it's so important to come out to this international break with some kind of impetus behind you. Newcastle don't have it. Swansea do have it. Made some really good signings. Roque Mesa, Tammy Abraham's coming on loan, done really well. But the big ones are Renato Sanchez coming in from Bayern Munich. I think a lot of people are going to be excited to see him. And it'll be a really good atmosphere at the Liberty Stadium. And I think that'll carry Swansea to a win here. And Newcastle, just the fans just seem very disjointed, very disengaged with the football club. And it feels as though that win against West Ham didn't really happen. It seems as though the club's back on its knees again after not spending very much towards the end of the transfer window. So, yeah, Swansea all over for me.
All right, Swansea all over. I have to say I mirror that thought there. Swansea win at home. Dale 04, though, is going for a possible 1-1 draw, but maybe that's hopeful being a Newcastle fan. And then we've also got like Thomas BR. Swansea, great bet, great side at home. So there we go. Finally, West Ham versus Huddersfield. West Ham 1.83, draw 3.6, and Huddersfield 4.7. Are Huddersfield doing the Leicester? Does Lightning strike twice? They are up in third, playing against West Ham, who are down in 20th. So really surprised to see. I know West Ham have got the home advantage, but really surprised to see West Ham price that 1.83, a team that have yet to win or even draw. So pretty remarkable, to be honest with you. But does that present value for Huddersfield? Flash, tell me you've got a bet for this match.
Yeah, I have. And the good thing is that this is actually Monday, so we'll know how we've done on. This will be a complete and utter single. But this is where West Ham season, it has to start. This is their first home game, remember, because of the World Championship. And if you have a look at the personnel of West Ham up against Huddersfield, man for man, West Ham are so much stronger. They must deliver. If they don't, there's a lot of things that are going to happen. They're going to be in a massive relegation fight, and I'm calling that after 4 games. They probably will need a new manager, so that means we're starting again there. Now, this is their first home game back at the London Stadium. They must win this game, and they've got all the strengths to do it. Whether they do or not, I mean, 1.8 might just be a really, really good price.
I don't know about that. They have to win, yes, but it doesn't mean that they will. You're taking West Ham as a straight bet.
Yes, I am. All
right, Matt Jones, over to you. What do you like in this match?
I just could never bet on West Ham at the moment, the way they're going. I think if you look at the two clubs here and the two sets of fans, I can't imagine there's probably two more polarising sets of fan bases in terms of how popular the managers are. Wagner's obviously come up and done a fantastic job with Huddersfield. He's a bit of a deity with them, and Bilic is on his knees, and a lot of fans want him gone now. And I've just been so disappointed in an attacking sense. I think they've made a lot of good signings there, Hernandez, but it's getting the support to him. There's no supply line there, and again, I've said this about a lot of teams. I just don't see what the plan is there going forward. Whereas Huddersfield, I think a lot of people have talked about how vibrant and how inventive they are going forward, but they've been really good in defence as well. You know, they haven't conceded a goal yet, as far as I'm aware. So I can see this being quite similar to the Arsenal game, where West Ham are at home, maybe after half an hour, they haven't scored and things just start to get a little bit edgy. Huddersfield growing confidence. And I think if I was going to be backing anybody in this match, it would be Huddersfield, definitely not West Ham.
Yeah. Have you got a bet for this match?
Yeah, I think I said 2-2 on my predictions. I think it'll be quite open and quite entertaining, but West Ham are just a bit of a no-go for me at the moment.
Yeah, they need to score. And but Flash, don't you sort of normally talk about like Huddersfield, sort of like shutting down shop, making it very difficult for teams to score, and especially West Ham, who have only scored 2. Do you think West Ham have what it takes to score? And well, obviously you do, but you think that Huddersfield will open their defence against West Ham, who have only scored 2?
I think this whole game will come down to West Ham out-strengthening them and out-muscling, and I believe that they'll have the right players at the right time to score the goals. I think this will be the first time we see Huddersfield actually beat up.
Okay, all right. Alex, what are you going for?
I'm going to continue the dream for Huddersfield. I'm sure that Big Man will say about West Ham how bad they are. This is the last team from this round that they are really bad. And I totally agree with him. 10 goals conceded in the first 3 games. Imagine that Southampton scored 3 against them. So make that happen again. Plus 0.5 for Huddersfield. That's 2.05. I don't think that Huddersfield will lose. They will go to defend. I'm sure that they will go 2 lines. No action in their third. I think that they will close the gaps the best that they can. And they might score on the break, who knows, but I don't think that they will lose this match. Plus 0.5 at 2.05 against a team that have the most goals conceded, 10 goals in 3 matches. West Ham, 3 goals from Newcastle, 3 goals from Southampton. That says a lot.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Big Man, over to you. Last but never least.
Yeah, I mean, where do I start here? I mean, two teams going in absolute different directions. I mean, you look at West Ham. I mean, what a shit side. I mean, 10 goals they've given up. They have no one really that's done anything except for Chicharito Hernandez, who can't obviously do it all himself. They have a manager that's lost up a creek without a paddle. And they've given up 10 goals. That's the most in the Premier League by 4 goals. I mean, I don't know if anyone's here and there's probably many people better at math than me, but that's 3.33 goals a game they're giving up. Just terrible. Joe Hart is absolute trash. It's amazing to me he keeps getting jobs. He's absolute shit. I wouldn't want him anywhere near my goal. And you look at Huddersfield. I actually want to shout out Flash Gordon right now. His old squad, Charlton Athletic, they were the last team promoted to keep 3 clean sheets in 3 opening matches. Huddersfield joins them as the only 2 clubs to ever do it. So they're doing great things. They're an upbeat, upstart franchise who is starting to believe a little bit. They're getting a lot of points early on, and they're just going in a different direction than West Ham United. I do like the fact that West Ham's at home. That might be something in front of those hooligan fans they have up there, featured in Green Street Hooligans, which I absolutely love. But for me, I'm going to go with the same bet as Alex. There's no possible way I'd bet on West Ham. Huddersfield at plus a half a goal. Natalie, you know I've bet on them every week this year. It's not going to stop here. Give me the half a goal at 2.05.
2.05, yeah.
Well, listen, hopefully great minds think alike. I've got Huddersfield in the draw, so it's like the same bet, 2.05 as well. I've got 2 naps this week, and that one is one of them. I know for our records, we have to just choose one. I'm going to decide at the end, but I love that bet. Huddersfield and the draw, 2 of the 3 chances. I just, I wouldn't put my Flash, don't shake your head. I'm in profit, all right? So let's not.
I know, but listen, the last time I did this was when you doubted my Stoke.
Oh, really?
Doubt my Stoke. Don't doubt my West Ham.
Hey, Natalie?
Yes.
I also want to discuss something that Raleigh said. I think it's something that in the chat, I think to be someone that's in profit at this game, you have to be able to adapt to change. I had high hopes for West Ham coming into here. I like some of the moves they made. I thought they were kind of in for a decent season, but they have been really poor. Their defense is bad. And in this business, you have to adapt to change. You cannot continue to do the same things twice or you'll get your ass handed to you. That's the biggest thing about sports betting you have to understand. I'll adapt to change. I thought they'd be good, but they have been absolutely terrible.
But big man, adapt to change. The biggest change is they're having a home game.
Yeah, but Huddersfield, right? Huddersfield's
party season. Their season starts this week.
Yeah, I disagree. I think they're a bad side, but we'll see. Flash and I going head to head in a couple this week. It'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll be.
Someone's going to be gloating next week, and I bet because I wonder who that's going to be. Well,
I don't gloat.
Something tells me you will. Well, let's wait. Let's make a bet on that one, actually. Okay, listen, now comes the moment where we give our best bet and then a 2-team parlay ACCA bet. Let's start with our special get there, Matt Jones from the Blue Room. And for those who are watching who've come in late, the Blue Room podcast, Everton fans, and you can tune in. And you can also, what's your Twitter handle as well, Matt, if they want to catch you on there?
Mine's at Matt J Football. The Blue Room is at the Blue Room EFC.
There we go. So I'll put that in the comment section as well, actually, for you guys who want to follow Matt. It's been a pleasure to have you on here. What is your best pick and your parlay bet?
I think I'll probably combine the two. I think my favourite bet of the weekend from the one that the lads have mentioned there. I think Liverpool away at Manchester City. Like I said, I just think stylistically they're the perfect matchups to get the best of the City. I think Jurgen Klopp's done fantastically well in the games against the big sides, and they'll go there with a lot of confidence after beating Arsenal. And I like we touched upon, I don't think anyone's been really completely convinced with City yet. I'm not entirely sure they've got the balance right in midfield, in defence, or even going forward at times this season. So I think Liverpool will go there and win a topsy-turvy game. And the 2-team accumulated, I'd say, would be Liverpool and Chelsea. I think Chelsea look like a really good value to go to Leicester and win it. I felt as though they turned the corner at Tottenham. They played very well against Everton last time out. And I think I think both of those sides I mentioned, even though they're away from home, will be particularly confident to go into the respective home grounds and doing a job on those sides.
Yeah, all right. It's good parlay bet there. What is your best bet?
Oh, the Liverpool game, sorry, yeah.
Oh, the Liverpool game, and then your parlay bet is Liverpool and Man City.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's what I thought. Anyway.
Okay, cool. Alex, what have you got?
Banker the Alex Classic for Manchester City versus Liverpool. Both teams to score in the over 2.5 at 1.8. Double Chelsea to win and Manchester United to win.
Okay, big man, what do you like here?
I'm going to go banker. Manchester United win to 0. And I'm going to go with a 2-team parlay. I'm going to go with under 2.5 Everton Spurs and both teams to score over 2.5 Chelsea Leicester City.
All right, Flash, over to you. What's your banker and your parlay bet?
Swansea is my banker on Sunday. And my parlay is Manchester City and Manchester United -1.
All right. Mine is Chelsea, like Chelsea on the road there, and also Manchester United. And my nap, do you know, I'm going to have to go with my team here. Manchester United -1. Why not? 1.89. So there we have it. That's the Premier League rundown. Week 4 concluded. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to catch the individual clips as well, head on over Bookmakers Review, our YouTube channel. There you'll get all the clips of the individual matches. Thank you so much for watching. And of course, to our guest, big man on campus, Alex from Need for Tips, Flash, and of course, our special guest, Matt Jones. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.